Transformer fans, this is 37 Rust Dog back again with another Transformers review. And this time, this is over the Transformers Combiner Wars Combaticons. Yep, I did a few modifications to Onslaught, as you can see right here. I made some new cannons for him, big ones. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I put him in robot mode. Or actually in combine mode. Actually, out of all the combiners that Hasbro has put out so far, this is the best set right here, the Combaticons. Minus Shockwave. Because I did not like Shockwave being part of the Combaticons, because back in the G1 era, if I remember correctly, he was not even in, or he did not even create the Combaticons. It was Starscream that created them. So basically, that being said, yeah, with just my cat, Katarina, wanting to see what's going on. Little nosy cat, adorable though. But anyway, so basically, this is my Combaticon set. Yeah, I've tried to get. I had the G1, but it was a knockoff, and apparently everything started breaking on him. So I basically pretty much put him aside. And then when I found out this set was coming out, I had to jump on it. Because I've been waiting for this set for a long time, like 30 years. So now that the set came out, there was a few flaws on it. And part of it is basically the guns, which are right here, are not long enough. So I went ahead and bought a knockoff Beast Wars Optimus Primal and took this part and found two old pins and shaved this down, super glued this to this part on both sides, and let it set for about 2 days. Spray painted it silver first so I can get a base coat. Then I put the gray on it, and voila, turned out just perfect. So that being said, I'm trying to figure out which one I want to start out with first. But everyone's wanting Blastoff to be a space shuttle, which I can see why. But since they made him into a plane, I'm really not mad about it. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start taking these out, and I'm going to review each individual and their limbs one at a time. And we're going to start off with Blastoff. Yes, this video is going to probably be really long. So here's Blastoff. It'd be nice if they would have made his feet where you can actually bend them backwards, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy with him. Finally, they came out with the Combaticon set. So that being said, here he is, all in his glory. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take the guns off. We're going to transform him into his robot mode. So what you're going to do first is bend the wings back, like that. Now, another flaw that I've noticed, that if you bend them too far, the wings are going to pop off. And that's going to suck. Then you take the arms out, off, or open like this. But here's one thing I noticed about the Combaticons. They're molded from different combiner pieces. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to pop this. We're going to loosen this back right here. Then we're going to pop this off. Extend the legs. Well, if I can get it lined up just right. Just like that. Extend the legs. Bring those in. And they're supposed to lock in place. Well, that one locked in place. See if I can get this other side to lock in place. This is the pain in the ass part right here on this figure. There. And see where that peg is? It's supposed to peg right in that hole. Or right in that slot. Yep, I got it. Then we just bring the legs down, like so. Fold these back again, because they will actually unfold on itself. Then we're just going to bring this back right here down. It's going to peg right into that spot. And we're going to turn the head. And there we have Blast Off. Now it's kind of scooting back a little bit. Eye sculpt, the face sculpt is awesome. But now we're going to do the limbs. Now I was like putting him in arm mode. Feet mode, I freaking hate it. And I will show you why. Because I was toying with him for his foot mode. In my opinion, he looks completely retarded. Literally. I mean, if he's an aerial bot, that's fine. But since he's part of the Combiner Wars, since he's part of Bruticus, I leave him as an arm. And this is the reason why I say he looks crappy as a foot. Because he's too skinny. He's better off as an arm. And we're just going to fold all this back up like you're going to put him back in plane mode. Bring this all the way down. It's going to lock in place right. It's going to peg into place right here. Where that little slot is. You can barely see it. It's just going to peg right. Come on, you bastard. It's going to peg just like that. Same thing here. You're going to bring that down. Peg it into place like so. And we just got to push this. We got to open that back up. Push that in. Then bring this up like that. And there's his leg mode. Or his foot mode. Oh, I just screwed up the camera shot. Wow. What a way to have a rotten day. And there's foot mode. Yay. I mean, he might be awesome looking, but we're going to try something totally different. Since he's pretty much green. And yes, I'm having my morning coffee this morning, so. Okay, I'm going to get. Now they got him into another darker green. See, that's going to be that's a foot mode. Now for arm mode, all you do is basically unpeg this. Unpeg. Bring this down. Unpop these. Unloosen those. Yeah, I can't even speak this morning. Open that back up. Just one click. Bring that all the way down. And you're going to have to fidget with it until these pieces pop in like that. Then you just got to fight with the peg again. And once you get them pegged in, and it's ironic how they actually secure on this figure. A lot better than on the other combiners, especially the Protectobot. But on my review I did with the Protectobots, the only reason why I'm using Ratchet, because I'm trying to create the final members where it was just Ratchet, Ironhide, Prowl, and Brawn. Now what they need to do now is come out with another Brawn character for the part of the combiners, but not make him a combiner. If that makes any sense, which I don't think it does, but you know what I mean. And then we're just going to bring this down like so. I always bring it with the missile part or the gun part facing like that. Some people do it differently. I like it better this way. And there is. Now he can either be a left arm or right arm. Me personally, I make him the right arm. Which means all you do is just swing the legs around. And voila. And there's his left arm. Or actually, I take it back, his right arm. Now we just got to pop the hand out. And the good thing about this combiner set, the hands are actually easy to pop out. On the other ones, you got to find some type of a tool to get them to pop out. So there's blast off. Now I'm also working on 2 guns that are drying right now, like 2 machine guns, but they're actually 4. It's actually more like a, oh, how the hell to put it? It's kind of like a, there's 4 pieces. It's actually from the Leader Class Desert Brawl movie version. Those guns on him. I'm gonna put those right up on top of here. I'm just waiting for them to dry out. And you can also put this weapon down here, like so. Then you can take Onslaught's weapon and put it on top of here. Not those humongous cannons, the ones that were supposed to be for his back, but we're going to use them for this. So there's his arm mode. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and we're going to go ahead and continue on to part 2. Which is going to be Brawl. Actually, I take it back. It's going to be Vortex next. Vortex. Awesome helicopter. He's also from the what the heck is that? Protectobots. I think his name was Blades. So to transform him into robot mode, you're going to take the gun off. Take these guns off right here. Set them aside. Take the propeller. I'm going to back this up just a little bit. Now, cool part about this, you can actually fold these in and bring them up to here. Or at least get them out of the way. Then you're just going to bring this forward. But before you do that, you're going to pop these off. Pop the cockpit off. Then you're going to undo the nose, twist, and it's going to peg right, there's a peg hole right here where they're going to peg into. Now it's tempted to release this as separate video, but I'm going to go ahead and make it a complete full video. So now what we're going to do is fight with this damn thing by popping the front off. That was easy. Now, the fun part. Undo the arms like so. Pop that out just like that. Then we're going to fold it over. His feet are done the same way as blast-offs, but a little bit easier. And then, he's not done yet because you're going to turn him around. And then we're going to spread the feet open. If I can get them open. See, I had the chance to get the Cybertron version of Bruticus, but I never did get a chance to because he was too damn expensive. And then we're just going to fold these up. Now, I've been wanting to paint these like a gunmetal and have that part gunmetal, but after looking at this figure and getting attached to him, nah, I'm going to skip that stage. Because why screw something up when it's done awesome? So we just got to fight with this thing, pop that back, bring that down. It's almost the same as blast off. You got to make sure it pegs into there. Now you can pop this down, swing these back up, bring them right in here, and they'll stay in place. Vortex is almost done. There's his head. Now, if I was to paint these silver, I'd paint the mouthpiece silver. Now you can either turn them this way, that way. Hold on, let me back it up. You can turn this propeller that way, leave it like that, or like that. Me, I'm gonna leave it like that. And there he is. Now, you can put this weapon in his hand. It looks awesome. Put this weapon in his hand. It looks dorky. but still looks like a badass. And there's a Vortex. Now to getting him into his foot mode, like I was saying before on Blast Off. The foot mode for Blast Off is retarded as hell. Only if he's an aerial bot, he would be awesome. So to put him into foot mode, you're going to bring this down. Well, actually, you're going to fight with it first. Bring it down. Bring these out. Fold this all the way up. Then it's going to peg. Well, hold on. You got to turn this around. Try this again. Turn it around. Then it's going to peg into these little slots right here. And you do that to the other foot. And then, well, shit. See, this is the problem you're going to run into when putting him, I can't even speak this morning. Putting him into his limb mode. Get that arm out of the way. Just got to fold that in, like so. Now, some have him, you bastard. Okay. Now, some have him like this, in foot mode. But like I said before, I'll give him credit. He actually stays well transformed. Then you bring the arms down like this. Turn the head. But you got to bring this back first. Fold this all the way around. Well, crap. Hold on. Turn the head this way. Flip him back. Flip it all the way around. And there he is. In foot mode. Now, the foot mode looks kind of cool looking because of the fact that A, the cockpit helps out. B, see what I'm talking about? It actually flushes, almost flushes with the foot. Even though I want to modify the feet to make them bigger, make him stand taller. But there he is. Now you can either leave it like this or turn it sideways. Me, I'm going to leave it like that because it looks awesome. So there's foot mode. Now for the arm mode. Real easy. All you do is fold this back in. Fold that over like that. Take the guns off. Take the gun off. Now we're going to go back to the same circus again. We're going to loosen the front. Pop this off. But we're going to raise that arm up to get it out of the way. Same here. And then we're just going to extend it out. Like so. Then we're going to fold it back in. And it's going to lock in place. Take his arm. Peg it right back in the same spot. And twist. You can either have him left or right arm, but however, I am going to make him his left arm. Then we're just going to turn this down. We're going to angle that up. Like I said before, you'll notice these little pegs here makes it easier to pop his hands out. On the other combiners, they made it to be more of a pain in the ass. So we're just going to go ahead and pop it on here, like so. Oops, I got to flip it around, like that. And if you want to, you can store his weapon. I like having it right in the front, like this. Well, shit. Or have it facing downward at an angle, like that. Either way, that looks awesome. So there's limb number 2 done. I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back, but I'm about to start on Swindle. I need to take a quick coffee break. Okay, I'm back, and this is for part 3 of Transformer Combiner Wars Combaticons. Oh, here's Swindle. Yeah, just like I said, when they first came out with him, I wanted to wait till they had everything there so I can actually snag him. But now that I got him in my collection, my whole entire set's all finally complete now. But to transform him into robot mode, almost identical to Rook from the protected bots. You're going to take the weapons off first. Set those aside. Not too far aside. Bring this up. Fold it around like that for his feet. Now, you're going to pop this off and loosen it for a little bit. Then, you're going to say, oh crap. Then you just got to wiggle it up all the way up there just like this. Until it locks up just like that. Pop this over. Swing it around. Turn the handle around like that. And you're going to see one gripe I'm going to have about this guy. You'll notice one gripe I'm going to have. Bring the head down. Don't turn the head yet. Scoot these out. Pop them into place like that. Oh, crap. It's supposed to go right in that peg. It's supposed to peg right there. I guess you heard that click. Cool thing about his feet, they actually somewhat swivel. Now you can position this up like that. Then he's almost done, and he's turned his head. I would have to say his head sculpt. Whoops, you didn't see all of it. See, I just scooted it all the way up to there. His head sculpt is phenomenal. Damn, Hasbro, you did a good job. Now, here's my biggest gripe about this figure. On the other versions, there's a peg hole right in his hand where you can actually put the weapon right here. They got it set up where you can put it right up here. That's okay, but it does not fit the G1 version where he has that hole right here that all you got to do, that you can just peg the weapon in like this. Now, I've been wanting to do this, but I'm going to probably end up buying two more, another Brawl and another Swindle, and do a test on it and see how it's going to look. But I'm going to leave it like this. Now, this is going to be his, even though that's going to be his primary weapon right here, I'm also going to use this combiner weapon as another weapon for him. And actually, he looks kind of cool either way, just like this, my opinion. Now, we're going to transform him into R mode. Now, R mode is going to be really easy. All you do is close the feet together. Then he's going to turn his head like this. We're going to pop this forward. Now, if you want, and a lot of people have been leaving it like this, but I'm going to bring this open like that. Close up the arms, rotate them. Rotate it all the way around, turn, and then drop. Just like that. Turn, it's more like rotate, turn, and then drop. Now, some of them have them, whoops. Here's your flaw right here. This is going to pop off every time if you're a little bit rough with the figure. Got to treat it gently. Now, you can have him like this, as in an arm mode, left or right, but I would recommend moving the head in there just like that. Now, you can have him like this. That's fine. However, I think he looks really dorky looking like this, in my opinion, because he does not hold together like he does when he's in foot mode. So here's his arm mode, left or right. Put him in foot mode. You're gonna bring that back up. We're gonna turn this around. Yep, that's your problem whenever you're turning him around, going from foot mode or arm mode to foot mode. He's gonna unpeg. And that's a real pain in the ass. And also, the leg's going to pop off. That's another problem. And that's the reason why you always have to have a trusty little tool with you, so you can pop them out. Same thing here. We're just going to bring this foot down like that. I know I'm kind of going a little fast, but bear with me. It's not the end of the world. Now, shit, I got it ass backwards. It's early in the fucking morning. There we go. So now we're just going to go ahead and close these up like that. Bring the arm back down. So I should peg into place right here. And now, last but not least, bring this whole thing down till it locks. Oops. Shit. See, another problem too. Sometimes the pegs don't want to peg in. Sometimes you just got to force it to peg in. But be very gentle, like that. So now he's all pegged in. Now here's his foot mode. And one cool thing about the figure, I'm glad that Hasbro did, and he's also going to be the right leg. You're going to notice there's this little peg right here in the front. That's for his cannon, or his gun. And he's all set. And there's foot mode. You can either be a left foot, left leg, or left foot, or a left limb, or let me start that over. A left lower limb or right lower limb. No, there's no alcohol in my coffee. It's just I'm having a hard time in the morning. Trying to wake up. Yeah, I had to make a few adjustments on his feet because of the fact that when I pegged these deals in, these foot right here in, they were actually loose. So that's that's Swindle in a nutshell. For where are we at now? Part 4 is Brawl, and I'll be right back. Part 4 of the Combiner Wars, Brawl. Awesome tank, I have to agree. Now, if you really want to fix this little peg in the back, just put a small drop of super glue right around the edge, so that way when you pop this in, it'll actually hold, like that. See, and it won't fall out. Okay. Apparently his only gun is this right here, which I will not take off. I'll leave it on him. But to transform him into robot mode is really easy. But can be a pain in the ass. First, we're going to pop this up. Set it up just like that. Feet are done the same way as Swindle. You just gotta wait. You just gotta hear it click. Now, if you want to be a douchebag like me and make his feet bigger, you can. But here's the problem. It's gonna be too flimsy. Now, you can also take the arms. I gotta angle this up. Loosen up the arms. Whoops. And here's your problem again. If you do it too hard, his arm's gonna fall off. Then you're gonna have a hard time putting it back on. It kind of reminds me of that Combiner War tank. I forgot his name. Treadshot or whatever his name is. But now you can also, there's two ways of fixing this. I've been wanting to do it this way. Now, yeah, because you got to turn the feet around like this. I just want to make sure I was doing it right. Now, see this little area right in here that everybody keeps talking about? It does not peg in because you have this whole big ass gap. Some people were doing it like this. That's fine. However, you got a problem. Yeah, you're still going to be flimsy, but you got these numbers. Now, if you want, and then you just angle the head up, turn it, and like I said before, the Brawl that they had in the movie was okay. This one, and the one that they had for the War for Cybertron was okay. This is my favorite brawl out of all of them, including my customs that I did. But there's Brawl. Now you can have him like that, but however, if you're going to do that, see these numbers? I know it's going to probably be illegal to do. But you can sand it off or Dremel it out, or do another option is get something like a blue piece of paper or like blue real thin tape and tape right in here. You can probably do that. It'll look crappy, but the good thing of it is it'll at least fix that part, and then all you do is take like the baby blue right here and cover it and paint that in, which I plan on doing. But everything else from here up is awesome. Legs down is awesome. But this little spot right here in the middle is what the issue is. Now, people have been doing them like this as well, by according to the thing, which makes them a little bit bigger, but floppy. In order to remedy that, you can also take some, like a small drop of super glue, leave it just like this, take a thin drop of super glue around that area, let it dry for about 5 to 6 hours, and then pop that down, and it'll stay. It should stay. Don't quote me on it, but it should stay. Now, put him in arm mode, like I was saying earlier on Swindle. Arm mode for Swindle sucks. Arm mode for Brawl really sucks. But I'm going to show you how to do it. Good thing with these, you can also pop these out, even though it's a pain in the ass. Again. Bring that up like that. Now, I was toying with different ways of putting him in arm mode. I mean, there's multiple ways of doing it. I found an easier way. Yes, and it's also a pain in the ass way too. Screw these in like that. Have him just like this. Bring this whole entire piece back, but before you put these top ones in, you got to make sure you put this in where it will snap in place. Otherwise, you're going to have a big cluster and a big disaster waiting to happen. Now you can peg these back in. And there's his arm mode for either side, left or right. I say he looks really cool like this. That's if you're wanting to go for like strength in the upper body and speed on the lower legs. But I like him better as a foot. So what we're going to do, without further ado, we are going to put him in a leg mode, or lower left limb mode. Very simple. Raise that up, unpeg, and yes, the pegs could be a real bitch. Sorry, kids, for too much profanity on here, but if you get this set, you'll know what I'm talking about. And for all the collectors out there, yeah, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. And for those that have no clue what I'm talking about, then there's Wikipedia to learn all about the Combaticons and everything else Transformers. Then you take that, you unloosen that, flip it around, and it'll peg just like that. Now we just got to peg these back in. And here's where it really gets tricky. If you don't peg them in before you do all this other crap, then you're going to have a problem. But somehow I figured a way to do it without having to go through all this issue. So here's Brawl almost in leg mode. Now I have seen some people do it like this. Like that. That looks really okay to a point. If you bring this up, lock it up like that, there. He looks pretty much G1. Without the foot, of course, but you gotta add the foot. Once you add the foot, there he is. And thus, you have Brawl, the lower limb mode, the lower left limb mode. And there he is in his glory. Now, I'm going to stop this, and we're going to pick up on Onslaught next. He's going to be part 5. Part 6 is going to be the combining into Bruticus. And that one's going to probably be short. So stay tuned. And let me angle this up so I can get a good shot. Angled up. I'll be right back. Both sides. These were okay. If they would have made these a little bit longer, it would have been awesome. However, I went ahead and made my own cannons for the back. And I'd say they turned out perfect. I mean, a little too big, but they came out perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the guns off from the front. These are going to be what's going to be popped on his hands. So we're going to loosen those, set them aside. Now you got this big rolling tank. Only just the first wheels and the second wheels in the back roll, because everything's all arched. But we're going to put him into robot mode. So without further ado, we're going to release it. We're going to raise this up. Raise this up. Now when he's in robot mode, these will come in handy. When he's in Bruticus mode, these will come in handy. So we're going to take these off and set them aside. Now to put him into robot mode, we're going to turn the head back around because I had to do it, especially with those poles being long. I'm going to start with the legs. We're going to unpeg. And then we're going to turn all the way around, bring it forward, and drop it back down. Same thing here. We're going to loosen, bring them forward. And you're going to notice he has heel spurs. Woohoo! Yay. Do the same thing on the other side. Bring out the heel spur. And the feet are done. And here's another problem with this figure too. And the knees, they are too flimsy. So now we're going to have to go with the head, which means we got to go upward. So without further ado, we are going to do this. Take those arms, bring them all the way around like this, rotate them, bring this down, peg that in, same thing here, bring down, peg, and then we're going to pop his head up. And there you go for that part. Now, we're going to do this. We're going to straighten this up. We're going to leave it just like that. Hold on, we're not going to do it. Leave it just like that for right now. Just got to put these in like so. And then we're going to close these up. And there's Onslaught in his robot mode. Now you see why I made the bigger cannons, because with these, it makes Bruticus look wimpy. If these right here were on Bruticus in Bruticus's form. I mean, he's a cool looking figure. Now I know I said part 6 is going to be the combining, but we're going to put, okay, now we're going to go ahead, we're just going to skip the whole entire mass family part deal. We're going to go ahead and go with the combine. So, with that being said, we are going to go into combine mode, not combat mode. Shit. First, we're going to turn these legs around like this. Turn them around. Bring the heel spurs back inside. Then we're going to unloosen that, pop it over. It's going to lock into place. Same thing here. And it's all going to lock into place, like that. Bring these up. Bring this up. Now, even though the directions say there's like so many different versions of the directions. I don't even follow the directions because I think the directions are pretty much stupid, in my opinion. So we just got to fold that over like that. Now, if you use super glue, you can actually get a good seal on it. But you got, like I said, you got to let the super glue dry before actually doing this. Otherwise, your figure's going to get stuck together, and then you have to go spend another $30 getting a new onslaught, and then you'll be highly pissed. So now this part's done. So now we're going to do this. That part's done. Just got to fold this head in. Now you can see all these little peg holes right up in here. Bring that up. Before you do anything, you're going to bring all this up, rotate it. And the good thing about Onslaught is you don't have to go through this whole big 3-ring circus crap. You can also lock everything into place for right now to hold. Take these off because you're not going to need them. Instead, once you bring the head down like this, it's going to peg. Now you're really going to need the guns. The big piece right here. How it's going to peg in? Right here. Yeah, there's a lot of wear and tear on this peg because I went ahead and super glued a peg into them. And all you just do is scoot it all the way in, like so. Now you can actually have them like aiming downward like this, but it's going to be in the way. Same thing here. You're just going to go ahead and peg these in. An awesome thing about these monster pegs, you'll see why. Because it somewhat actually adds to these right here being stable. Bring that down. When you bring it down, you're going to fold these upward. And somehow this does not want to cooperate because I had issues with it before. Damn it, Bruticus. Then you just got to peg it inward like that. Or at least shove it in there. And open that space up just like that. There you go. And you're going to notice that one cannon is bigger than the other. That was done by accident. It was supposed to be the same size pin, but however, I didn't have the same pin. But here's Bruticus. All from here down to here. Now you're wondering about these guns right here. Like I said, they're going on one of the they're going on the limbs. So that being said, I'm going to put it on one on blast off, which I'm going to put his weapon. I got to find another peg for him. Because apparently I'm with those two guns, they're supposed to be going on him. Oh, found the spot. Now, we are going to go ahead and go with part 6, which is the Combine mode. Ooh, this guy is a lot of work. And on a skill level, I'm going to go ahead and give him about a 3. Now, to continue, or to add more, you can actually turn his fin this way instead of having it that way. Just to give you a heads up. So there's Bruticus right now. That's just his torso and head mode. So without further ado, I'm going to stop this and we're going to do the Combine mode. And this time, here is all the combined modes ready to go. Now, we are going to start with the legs, which means I'm going to drop this down. We're going to start with the feet first and work our way up. So we got Swindle here. Angle this up. We're going to peg him right in here. Then we're going to take Brawl, peg him right into his to Bruticus's feet, or his torso, or you know what I mean. And there's that. And yep, he's getting bigger. Real big. So without further ado, we're going to have to adjust to the next level, height level. And another height level. Damn, this dude's getting huge. And for those who don't have him, trust me, this guy is huge. I'm having to use... if I had a tape measure, he'll probably average out, including the tip part of the cannon, almost 2.5 feet. Or give or take 2 feet. And then we got the limb right here. And now for the other limb. Just gotta pop that off. Pop this on. Pop it back into place. Now, if you want to make him, because he looks like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So if you want to make him where he's not hunched over all the time. Now the problem is Brawl. Brawl is the weakest one on here, and the reason why, yeah, as far as the character goes, he's a badass. But as far as on this Bruticus figure alone, he actually has a tendency to go limp in the knees, literally. I've been trying to figure a way to get it fixed. That was just my dogs outside. Because, I mean, this guy is actually heavy. Now, sometimes you're going to run into a flaw where he does not want to stand. And it's always a pain in the ass. There. Got him to stand. Now we're going to do this downward panoramic. From here, all the way down to his feet. Just to give you a good example on how big this dude is. Literally. I brought in my smallest Beast Hunter Starscream that I've modified. Well, another drunken Starscream. Screw him. Here's Megatron from the classics. There he is. Now that would be a perfect combination right here. This would actually work out. And all I'd have to do is use Acid Storm as Starscream. And there you go. So if we do a backwards view, just ignore all the other crap next to it. That would be the size of Bruticus compared to a Deluxe. Now, I do have a Prime, but he's boxed up somewhere. And I brought in my modified Grimlock. As you can see, he overtowers Grimlock by a few feet, of course. And the only reason why I said a modified Grimlock, because I actually put that weapon from the, I think it's either the prototype Starscream or prototype Optimus Prime for that weapon. Now we do his head shot. His head sculpt is awesome. They should have made it gray, but I'm not complaining. But yeah. And furthermore, we're going to go ahead and add one more to it. The creator of the Combaticons, even though he is an Armada Deluxe. And I wish I would have had the classics. But here's the Armada Deluxe Starscream. So if I wanted to set him on top of his shoulder, I wonder if he'll actually stand without falling and busting his ass. Holy hell. Check that shit out. He actually does stand. Holy crap, I actually did something good. Well, actually the curtain's what's holding him up. But yeah, that'll be perfect right there. What a combination right there. Yeah, like I said earlier, it took me 30 years to wait for this guy. 30 long years. Now we're going to do some ground comparisons where you have the other vehicles. And where's my other Sunstreaker, which he's hiding on me. There we go. Now you can see how these guys would encounter somebody that big. But yeah, this is the Combiner Wars Bruticus all in a nutshell. And I would have to say that he is one of my favorite combiners of all time. So, until then, this is 37 Rust Dog signing off. But when I sign off, I'm going to do the panoramic from up to down. No, from ground to top, top to ground, and that will be it.